Hey, it's Drew Neiser with another Tuesday takeaway. We've been talking a lot in huddles about the future of marketing org design. It's a complicated challenge. Fortunately for you, we got some amazing huddlers like Michael Atalla from UiPath. Michael, what's one of your takeaways from today's call?
Oh, I thought today when we talked about the uniqueness of marketing relative to sales, Peter Finter said something that made me think very, very much about how these fundamentals are still true, like about how we operate, and we actually need to root decisions we make in actually the fundamentals of how marketing differentiates itself and not get too caught up in the AI hype.
Yes. So, yes, we have to make sure that we're still being the guys that know the customer better than anybody else. Okay, Isabelle Papoulias. Isabelle, what was one of your takeaways?
My main takeaway from today was as we, as CMOs, really try to innovate with AI in many ways, is the need to have, if we can afford it, the AI expert on the team, right? An AI ops role that can help with the expertise, but also with the volume of work. I think that's very, very important if we can do it.
Yeah, it's so hard to do it without it. I know that one firsthand. Scott Morris from Sprout Social. Scott, what was your takeaway?
Yeah, great conversation today. My biggest takeaway is probably that, people want to jump and quickly like reimagine, redesign their whole org because of AI, but I think we should reimagine the work first before we reimagine the org and, prove value in specific workflows and then redesign the org around what actually works. That's my takeaway.
I love it. Thank you for that. Peter Finter has already been mentioned once. Peter, what was your takeaway?
Well, for me, this is fantasy football brought to marketing. I'm loving it. It's time to build your dream team and reimagine it from the ground up. If you could build the team you really want in the world of AI, how would you start and what would you do? If you have 100 people today, what if you had 5 people? What would be the first 5 hires you would make on that team? Why would you make those hires and what would you do next?
I love it. Yes, indeed. Okay, a lot easier. Kay Moffett. Kay, what was your
Uh,
takeaway?
Great discussion today. Scott actually stole my thunder
Oh,
because I don't think he said it, but it was this idea of really, as you're thinking about org design in this era of AI, what are the jobs to be done? Like starting with that versus starting with the tools or just small experiments, but kind of what are the big new jobs to be done too? Because even though we might be having fewer roles in some areas, we're going to have new roles. And so really sort of trying to think that through and then experimenting before really rolling something out at scale.
I love it. All right, Kevin Briody, bring us home.
Well, just to echo what everyone else said, but really, I think one of my big takeaways was for all the Wild West experimentation with AI and marketing that's still going on. I think there's what I heard was a certain level of maturity in terms of this evolution path we're on, as a lot deeper thinking about the role AI is going to be playing in some marketing teams and how we're going to staff it and support it and properly roll it out. So I think it's from the early days of just, 9, 12 months ago when everything was wild to just a little bit more depth and maturity. I think it's a fascinating journey to learn from others.
Yeah, it is indeed. I believe that marketing org design will look very different next year. I do think it's a particularly challenging moment for CMOs because there's this migration that's going to happen and it's going to be bumpy. So if you're a B2B CMO who can share, care, and dare with the best of them and wants to sort of figure out, well, how do you get to this future organizational design? Do yourself a favor, check out CMOHuddles.com. I'm Drew Neiser. That's your Tuesday takeaway. Peace out.